Hi there, my name is Ron Rogers, and this presentation is titled Get Rid of That Training Wheel, Fly a Tail Dragger. Now here I'm coming in my aircraft. It's a 310 that has a training wheel, and you notice that you can approach the runway at 90 degrees. Look at that, must be a heck of a crosswind. Now it's the optical illusion from the cinematographic effect of the camera out mounted on my tip tank there. But the nice thing about a aircraft with a training wheel or a tricycle gear aircraft is that the center of gravity is in front of the main gear, so even if you're plus or minus 5 degrees, it'll straighten out. And you notice you can come down, you can set the aircraft down right on the center line. Very controllable, very easy to fly. And these are just fun aircraft. Now here I'm doing a touch and go. Now the thing that I did, I started out flying tail draggers, and the thing about tail draggers is I do not have a tail wheel or conventional gear endorsement. And one thing you notice here on the some of these tricycle gear aircraft, if you don't need the tricycle gear, you can get rid of them, get them out of the way. Just remember to put them back down. That's extremely important. Now, as I said, I don't have a tail wheel endorsement because I was flying these things before 1991, and this is my current tail dragger there. That's a Great Lakes. You notice the tail in the back, tail wheel in the back. And now the nice thing about this aircraft is there's a lot of drag with those two wings. I traded 2 engines for 2 wings. And on this runway coming in to Battle Creek, you don't need the whole runway. In fact, that runway is long enough. I could do 3 touch and goes because these things land in very short distances, not like my 310 there, which requires a lot more runway. And I'm going back here for a wing modification at the Waco factory. It's Waco like taco, not Waco like the city in Texas, and not wacko like the Stearman people call it. That's just very not nice. But anyway, I digress. But now the nice thing about this aircraft that I own, as opposed to my 310, is you can land on little short runways that I would never land the 310 on. Short and also very narrow. This is going into Greencastle for a little fly-in. That's near my hometown of Iowa City. And this was one of the local airports that I've flown J3s into, and I came there for a little air show, and this is a narrow runway. It's about 30 feet wide, and I'm not sure my 310 would barely even fit on this thing. And the one nice thing about a tail dragger or a conventional gear aircraft is you can rotate it virtually on a dime, so you can turn around and still stay on the asphalt. But another thing about, of course, tail dragger aircraft is you don't need asphalt. Now, I have a lot of fun telling people that I've never gotten a tail wheel endorsement because I was flying before April 15th, 1991, and I think it actually went back to 74, but you didn't need a sign-off back then. Now, another thing about this is you go like to Blakesburg, Iowa with the antique aircraft flying, and I've got a 1929 Great Lakes. Well, that's when it was certified. This one was actually produced in 2022, so it looks like an old airplane. It has modern flight instruments, although it's not IFR rated, but they'll let you park right in front because you look like you've got an old airplane, even though it's a very new airplane. And of course, it looks very nice because it is a new airplane. It's new paint and everything like that, so it's in beautiful condition. So everybody waves at you like you're flying an old airplane, but you're really flying a new one, and it's just a lot of fun to go in these little fly-ins like that. And of course, this airplane was really designed to operate off of grass airfields, and it's just a lot of fun to operate in and out of short airfields. And the thing about it is, makes you a better pilot to fly one of these. Like, my tail's on the ground, so I'm tilted up, and I've got a lot more propeller clearance because of the tilt here on a tail wheel or conventional aircraft than you do on a tricycle gear. And the nice thing about these is you can fly into grass strips. I'm coming into Dacey Airport, 0C0. That tells you how old this airport is. Very historic airport with nice grass strips. Very conventional gear aircraft friendly. A lot of Stearmans there and stuff. And it's just a lot of fun to land. But a tail dragger is much more challenging. It'll make you a better pilot. And the thing about the Great Lakes is these struts are great. Now this landing is a little more firm than I like, and you can see it there. You know, it's a little bounce, but those struts are so good. I do a wheel landing, I can keep it right on the ground without worrying about bouncing. If I did that in a J3 or a Citabria, I would be up in the air. You get away with a lot more poor landings because of those shock absorbers than a lot of conventional gear aircraft would allow. And because of the center of gravity, if you kind of put it down firm, it causes you to bounce up into the air, where a tricycle gear aircraft will actually cause the nose to come down. You can porpoise, but it takes a lot more effort to porpoise and get the thing out of control on a tricycle gear aircraft than a conventional gear aircraft. And the nice thing about this is, okay, the student pilots are making 2-mile finals. I can make a nice, extremely short final here because of the high drag, idle power, the 2 wings, the drag. I don't even need flaps or speed brakes. It just comes out of the sky. And of course, being an old design, there is no artificial stall warning. It stalls when you feel it stall. It is an extremely basic aircraft and just a lot of fun to fly. So, like I said, it's the difference between pushing a wagon and pulling a wagon. It's a lot easier to pull a wagon than push it. It'll make you a better pilot, better rudder skills, better crosswind control, and just a lot more fun to fly. So I hope you enjoyed this little video about the funs, the joys, the challenges of flying a conventional gear aircraft. Thanks for watching.